Hi, good morning, welcome. It's time for the Unitarian Universalists of Zurich online service for this week. Welcome, thanks for being here. My name is Susan Maud, and I am doing the service today. I hope eventually maybe other people might join me, but for right now, it is me. And anyway, welcome. So Unitarian Universalists are about 450 years old, a little bit older than that. They were two branches of Christianity that merged together to become what it is today, which is a all-welcoming community. And I've generally followed the European version of Unitarian Universalists, and so anyways, if you have an interest, go have a look online about the things that we do. I am also a member of UUA, and they are the association in the United States. They put together this beautiful book here. It's called Singing the Living Tradition, and it inspires me all the time. So I was very excited to find some things to look at today with you, and that's where we are. So I guess what I should do is go to the chalice lighting. It's time for really starting the event and then moving into joys and concerns and sorrows. So this is the start of the real service now. There's always a candle involved. So here we'll start with this one. Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this gift. I like that. That's by a woman named Marjorie Montgomery. And it's number 452 in the Singing the Living Tradition. So it's the month of February, and we're working on loving ourselves. And so one of the things, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's time for joys and concerns and sorrows. So I did some research this week about women who were killed recently. So over last weekend, I haven't done it this week, but sadly I did come across several women who were killed in the United States, and a lot of them were killed by their spouse or their ex-boyfriend or a boyfriend. And this is where the problem lies, because oftentimes women are trapped in a relationship with a spouse because they don't have money of their own, or their spouse is very Christian and takes all the money and doesn't let the wife, the woman, have any money. And this is why we need to start separating and putting everybody in to be responsible for themselves. So the female is responsible for her money and the male is responsible for his. And we no longer do, I really recommend we don't do joint tax returns anymore or joint anything. No joint accounts, nothing like that. Everybody is themselves. So that if things become abusive, people can get away. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, men get abused too. And you're right. But not at the extent that women get abused. It's not even close. So I don't really want to talk about that. But this is a candle for all the women that I discovered who died last weekend and last week. This is a candle in sorrow. That my ideas are still only ideas. We need to free the final slave, the woman, the wife, the mother, from her abuser. It's not acceptable. Then I would like to raise this as a candle of joy. For the reading that I just read before, life is a blessing. It's a joy, and we should be grateful. It's a wonderful, amazing experience. It has its ups and downs. It's beautiful. This is to life. And then I have a big concern for the priorities of some of our Congress or our legislature people in West Virginia. The roads are terrible. They're absolutely atrocious. You wobble all over them constantly. There's huge potholes that are at least a half a foot deep in many very busy sections. And on a day like today, they're not going to go out and fill them. And this is a problem. Whoever the engineer was who was hired to do the job clearly should be fired. And real people need to be brought in to fix the roads here. They are dangerous. Not only that, but the paint is not visible at night on the roads. I don't know why that is. In other countries and in other states, it works. I don't know why in West Virginia the paint you can't see at night, especially if it's rainy or snowy, exactly when you need it. So this is a candle of concern for people who are trying to drive at night. Not only do we have potholes everywhere and bumpy roads and lumpy roads in West Virginia, but our paint is not working. You cannot see it. So something needs to be done. This is a concern because this is needless problems that could result in accidents, and it's unnecessary. It's easily fixed. So this is my concern for the poor people of West Virginia and the people driving through West Virginia. This is my concern. And now, finally, I'm going to raise this candle now for you, for whoever is watching now and future, later today or at another time. This is a candle for you to say what you have in your heart that you want to share. You can also add it to the comments now or later. Whether it's a sorrow or a joy or a concern, this candle is for you. Okay, so I was looking earlier today for something to read. One of the songs in here in the book, Singing the Living Tradition. Um, they're all great. Really, it's hard to find a bad one. I don't sing them though, and I'm not good at reading sheet music. But I found this one. It's called Gather the Spirit. Gather the Spirit. And it's in the Hope section, which is good for me right now. It's number 347, and I'm going to read it to you. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace. That's the part that got me. Gather in thanks. Gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. So the next line is, gather the spirit of the heart and the mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love and conscience refined with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion, and strength, gather to celebrate once again. And the last one. Gather in spirit, growing in all. Drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall. The chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion, and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Okay, and the words and music are by a man named Jim Scott in 1946. Copyrighted by Jim Scott again in 1990. Gather the Spirit. And that's what we're doing, gathering our spirits together. So welcome. Then today, we're focusing on loving ourselves. And I know I used to be Catholic, so I know what it's like. And I know the way people think in Catholicism and what you're told to believe about domination and how women are supposed to, answer to the head of the household, and that's the husband or the father or the grandfather. And this is where what I talked about before about the abuse comes from. I think, men, it's a difficult thing. There's a lot of good in religion, but there's also a lot of religions that encourage bad behavior. And I know sort of religion is about understanding God and life. But when it brings out so much hate and frustration and puts kind of bad ideas into your head, it might be a good time to question whether that is a good belief or not for you for this time of our world. We are animals. We're the human animal, slowly evolving and moving away from our animal instincts. But sadly, they're still very much present. And today, I want to focus more on men and men's behavior of being very territorial and possessive. So, for example, I have a little piece of land here in West Virginia where I have a ridge. And although the ridge is already named, I would like to eventually be able to maybe name my ridge something else, or at least the section where I'm living, and call it Peace Ridge. And then yesterday, apparently, or maybe the day before, Trump apparently also has a ridge or a mountaintop here in West Virginia too. I didn't know that. It's the highest one in West Virginia. And he wants to put his name on it and call it Trump Mountain. So you see exactly the difference between men and women, just in that instance. He wants to put his name on it. It's a possession. It's a label for him. Whereas women, we work with ideas, promoting cheerleader type stuff, promoting peace. You know, we want to put the word peace out there. We don't have to dominate. We don't have to own something. We can share and inspire. Whereas Trump wants to put his name on it. And maybe there was a time where it was needed to label things, this belongs to me. And, you know, maybe we're not ready to move away from that entirely. I know, you know, there are times where we think maybe it would be nice to come together as a one Earth group of people and not have borders. There are people who have that idea. But I don't think the men are ready for that. And that's okay. You know, we have come a long way in a short time, and we're all clashing, which is all the tension we're feeling right now. And especially between the men, you know, they want to keep their name on things, and that somewhat is okay. I encourage keeping country borders and everybody focus on becoming their own self. Become that country that you want to be. Show the world what a U.S. citizen is. Show the world what a Canadian citizen is. Show the world what a Mexican citizen is. That's what we need more of. So territory-wise, I get it, you know, men still want to guard it and protect it, and maybe it still needs to be guarded and protected because not all men are at the same place yet. And with men being territorial, this is part of the animal kingdom. That's what males in the animal kingdom do too. They have a territory that they defend, and the things inside belong to them, you know? So human males are not so far from that concept. They do exactly the same thing. And I think we are not as advanced as we'd like to think. And therefore, taking this sort of attitude to outer space is also not probably the best idea until we learn to accept the differences. So when we can rejoice in, people in Sudan, how they celebrate life in comparison to how Russians celebrate life, or how people in Puerto Rico celebrate life. When we can really enjoy all these moments and enjoy the differences, then we're ready for outer space. But I think right now we got too many men who are still determined that, no, it's got to be this way, my way, or no way. And this is where the problem lies. So, we cannot move forward as a humanity until we come to terms with our animal instincts. And men, women have animal instincts too. And next week I'll go over women, but this one is specifically on the male in the human animal and the instincts. So if you can work on being more understanding, having curiosity about how others do things, and accept that there are others that might do things differently. Once you, the human male, can do that, I know some of you can. I'm not saying all men are not able to accept differences, but there are many more who want it their way. And this is where we need to start working. Because the sooner men understand that women are not their possession, they do not have the right to take a woman's life or one of their children or anything like that. We're not possessions. We are separate human beings that have rights of our own. And then we do have countries. So I do recommend keeping, like I said, the traditions in the countries going, or changing them slightly to accommodate modern times. But I think men need to really check how strongly their territorial and possessive natures are, and learn to let go. Learn that it's okay that other people have ideas and they might even be good. So instead of putting up walls around yourself and blocking yourself in, open the door. Walk outside and investigate what else is out there. It's quite interesting, the different techniques and traditions around the world. And you might find something that is quite interesting. I mean, or maybe you don't. Maybe whatever your job or situation in life is, maybe you are the one with the right answers. But it's still interesting to see where we all are and how we are moving forward with our world and our humanity. So I hope that makes sense. So now I guess I would like to have a moment of silence, just to reflect on things from this week, good and bad. and maybe do a little deep breathing. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Put your shoulders down and try to relax. Maybe turn your shoulders back a little to get relaxed. Okay, then I just want to go over the principles again from UU. These are written for children so that they're easy to understand. And it's my UU principles is how it starts. Each person is important. Be kind in all you do. We're free to learn together and search for what is true. All people need a voice. Build a fair and peaceful world. We care for our earth. And I just want to say that I've been locked out of my Unitarian Universalist of Zurich Facebook page, so I won't be able to post this there. So yeah, I'm going to post it everywhere else though, but not there, just to let you know. Then I'm going to extinguish the light. Or no, first I'm going to read the affirmation that is for me so crucial and inspiring. And that is number 457 by Edward Everett Hale. It's called I Am Only One. And it goes like this. I'm going to read it through once, and then I'll read it through again, and you repeat after me. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. And now it's your turn. Repeat after me. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. Okay. And now number 456 in the Singing the Living tradition is the extinguishing of the chalice, or the candle in this case. Elizabeth Sally Jones is who wrote it. And it goes like this. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you found it somewhat informative and inspirational. And let's work on understanding and acceptance of each other. Thank you for stopping by. I am Susan Maud, and I wish you peace. Peace be with you. Until next week. Bye for now.